13. Lost. Come on, Becky, said Tom. We will soon find the way to the entrance. They started to walk. Tom held his candle up high. He walked in front of Becky. It's all right, Becky, he said. We will soon find the White Lake. An hour passed. At last, Becky said, Tom, we are near the lake. You don't know the way back. Becky, I'm stupid, said Tom. I forgot to make any smoke mark on the walls. Tom, we are lost, cried Becky. We will never get out of this terrible place. And she started to cry. Tom shouted loudly. Help! Help! He shouted again. Help! Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Tom's voice came back to them 100 times. It came from the wall of rock. Then there was silence. Becky sat down on the ground. She cried and cried. Tom sat down and put his arms around her. Come on, Becky, he said. We will get out. The two children walked and walked. Sometimes they sat down and rested. Sometimes they slept for a few hours. Then they walked again, but they did not find the entrance. How long had they been in the caves? What day has it? They did not know. Tom and Becky came to a small river. We have to stop here, said Tom. This is the last candle. It is very small now. The flame will go out soon. Oh, said Becky, and she sat down. She did not speak for many minutes. Then she said, Will my father be looking for you, Tom? Will he find you? Yes, Becky, he will, said Tom. Then they sat quietly. They looked at the candle. I got smaller and smaller. Then the flame went out. There was no light at time. Time passed very slowly. Tom and Becky slept or they sat quietly. Suddenly, Tom moved. Listen, Becky, listen. There is a noise. Somebody's coming. They heard the noise again. Then they shouted and shouted. Help! Help! Tom, the noise is going away. They can hear you, said Becky. She has very frightened. I will go along the path toward them and shoot again, said Tom. I won't go far. Yes, all right, said Becky. Tom went very slowly along the path. He walked very close to the wall of rock. Then he went round a corner and he stopped suddenly. There was a light behind a big stone in front of him. Tom saw a hand holding up a candle. Tom shouted loudly, Help! The man with the candle stood up. It was Injun Joe. But Tom stood frightened. Injun Joe. He turned and ran away. Tom was very frightened too. Quickly he went back to Becky. Tom did not want to frighten Becky. He did not tell her about Injun Joe. There hasn't anybody there, he said. I shouted, but nobody came. Oh, said Becky quickly. They sat by the small river for hours. At last they fell asleep. Tom woke up. He was very hungry and very thirsty. Becky was awake too. Becky, we must walk again, said Tom. Becky understood. They were going to die in the caves, but they were going to look for the entrance. Slowly, Tom and Becky went along the path. It was very dark, but after an hour, Tom saw another light. "Look, Becky, look," he said. Becky looked. There was a small round white light in front of them. "Tom, it's light," she cried. "It's daylight. It's the sun."